Joining us now on the MARR Army Rock Show, we have Sammy and Timo from Free Spirit joining me all the way from Finland. Guys, thanks for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's nice to be here.
So, hey, I gotta ask first, we've been complaining about the weather here in Pennsylvania. I imagine it's much colder in Finland this time of year?
Yeah. Actually, so you might think, but actually we have a very warm winter this year, and the spring is coming early, so I think the temperature is quite same as you have at the moment.
Oh, wow.
So actually, you seem to have had our winter there. We're having some strange weather here.
Well, that's an unusual thing. So, hey, somebody turned me on to your guys' band, and I've been listening to Free Spirit, and I just love the style of your music so much. So give me a little bit of the history behind the band, how you guys formed, and how long you've been around.
Yes. Well, the band Free Spirit and as a band and as a name have been around since 90s, but this current lineup formed like during the years 2006 and 2008 when we were recording our debut album Pale Sister of Light, and during the sessions Vesa and Marko, our guitar players, and Timo joined the band, and me, Sami, and Pasi, our drummer, and Nasu, our bass player, we have known each other like since we were teens, and Pasi and I have played basically in the same band all our lives since we're 13 or something. So we have quite a long history.
Now, the album, but despite that long history, you do have new music out, a brand new album, All the Shades of Dark and Light. Is a very cool album. So tell me a little bit about that. Was it recorded in Finland and produced there?
Yeah. It's we have this luxury that we have our own studio facilities, and we recorded the album during the years 2011 and 2012, and I guess I'm the head producer of the album, but Vesa and Pasi and Timo really helped a lot, and without guys' effort, this album would sound very different. So I guess this is a production that we all the members put a lot of energy into it, and we're quite proud of what came out. And perhaps Timo can tell us more about the sessions.
Yeah, well, basically the album was recorded, as was said, in our own facility, which is our rehearsal room also, and was recorded, I think, Sami can also correct me if I'm wrong, about 2 or 3 times over. So at first, right after the previous album, there were for at least about 5 of the songs on the album, there were already ideas. We had played them in the rehearsal room, and then we just went ahead like, okay, let's make the new album. And then it was recorded in well less than a year or so. And at that time, it was like, okay, we're almost ready. We basically were very close to letting out one single. And at that time, we started like listening when it was supposed to be. That's just about finishing the mix and stuff. And that, these songs are good, but we still have to do something little to tune them up. And in the end, we ended up re-recording it around twice more. At which time also a lot of the fine things came into being there. So we really started around the second time around, and especially on the third time around, we really started experimenting with the sounds. And I got a new synthesizer just because I knew I had to have some certain sounds on some songs. So I hunted down a vintage synthesizer from Germany and so on. And I think Vesa built a talk box and stuff like that. So the process was pretty long, and I think that's also somehow contributed a lot to the sound of like we've been able to take care of the big picture, make fine adjustments to that, and then had the time to add little details and so on. So there's a lot of little things that you might hear around the second or third time around.
Now, the single is Hysteria the single that you guys are promoting the most right now?
Yeah, that's the second single from the album, and we have a video of the song based on a Finnish werewolf movie, which I'm also starring, and it was fun to make the video out of the footage from the album. But the next song, which will be out as a single, as a video single, will be Fever, and it actually has footage from the New York trip we had a year ago, and well, Timo, talk us out of it.
so okay. I don't know what to say. Yeah, Fever's gonna be the next song which we're gonna be publishing a video. So there's gonna be some. We actually just after finishing the actually final mix of the album, 4 of us and a couple of friends just took a little vacation. We flew out to New York and spent a week there. So we ended up recording some.
We're 2 weeks in there in the New York.
2 weeks, yeah, almost 2 weeks. Yeah, that's true.
So
so we just ended up recording some stuff from there, from the street, big city views and stuff. And now basically it turned out that that's gonna be that plus some playing around us playing on the rehearsal room with some cool lighting and stuff. That's gonna be the next video, and we hope it's gonna be very good.
now I want to back up to the werewolf movie for a minute. That's pretty cool. Did you guys do? Was that song in the movie? Was it part of a soundtrack, and you were actually in the movie?
Yeah, that's true. Hysteria is on the soundtrack of the album, and I have this small part in the movie. Well, not so small. I'm actually the villain of the movie, and it was fun. It was a long process also, this movie, but it was so much fun making of it. And actually, the director of the movie, Matti Pekkanen, asked during the shootings of the movie that you guys have a new album coming. Do you have any songs that could be in this movie? And because the movie is it happens in the 80s, and we have this 80s kind of sound. I actually said Matti, that the director of the movie, that we have this one song which is about full moon and stuff like that. That it could be a nice song for the movie. And when Matti heard the song, he was immediately he fell in love, and it was obvious that Hysteria will be part of the movie.
And you mentioned that 80s style sound, and I was going to ask you that because you really do have a, it reminds me of a lot of the classic 80s hard rock, heavy metal, hair metal, whatever you want to call it, and that seems to be your guys' roots, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true, because our childhood and our during our childhood and teenage years, that kind of stuff was what we used to listen, and those bands that we look up then, they are still our idols, and I guess there are lots of we try to mix different things and bring in new stuff also to improve our music and perhaps the whole genre, because I think after early 90s, this classic rock, there's this there, when you have a certain way of doing certain kind of music, you have to somehow try to bring in new stuff, and that's what we are trying to do right now. It's obvious that our roots are in the 80s, but I think with this new album there are some contemporary things, and if you listen new pop songs in Europe and in the US, you might hear that these 80s sounds are coming back more and more. So I guess it's a good time to release this kind of album with so much 80s sounds on it.
Hey, when I was listening to it, it's funny, we were talking about the 80s bands. You really did remind me at times of a great band out of Norway up in your neck of the woods there called TNT that you reminded me a lot of. And is there like a big difference between the bands? Because there's a lot of great music coming out in Sweden, Finland, and Norway. Is there like any kind of rivalry or differences, or is it all kind of one big musical community up there?
I don't see or feel any kind of a competition between the bands, because I guess here in Finland and Sweden and Norway, the situation is quite similar. That our home markets are quite small, and lots of artists are singing not in English, but in Finnish, and the local music industry, supports music with lyrics in Finnish, and I guess the only way to high quality of the music is the only way out of here, because there is not enough room for music with lyrics in English. There are many bands that are huge somewhere else than in Finland, and I guess we're one of those bands who have to kind of improve ourselves somewhere else before music industry in Finland accepts us.
Now, have you had the chance to play over here in the States? I know you said you made it to New York for vacation. Have you played any shows over here?
No, actually not. But we met lots of people, and we are really looking forward to come to US and play some shows. And I think with this new album, the chances are getting bigger and bigger to get in the US and meet our fans and play some shows. And it would be a dream come true.
Well, I think you really would draw well with the markets over here, man. I love the sound of your music. I've just been playing it a whole bunch, the new album, and I'm going to go back now through your catalog. Now that I like all the shades of dark and light, I'm going to go back and start listening to the rest of the catalog here. So.
Okay, great.
That's good.
Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight. This has been Sammy and Timo from a great band out of Finland called Free Spirit. Guys, thanks so much for being on the show tonight.
Thanks for letting us be here.
You guys take care, and I thank you for, if you had to stay up late to do this because of the time difference, I appreciate it. So thank you so much, guys.
No problem.
No problem.
Yeah.